Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here. Get fucking hype. Attack Torb League Season 1 Grand Finals between Oof Troop and the Betashocks. And folks, if you've been under a rock this whole season, this is going to be a great match. I'm here with Picasso. I'm here with Bluta. Fellas, this is going to be a great match. I had a dumb question. I'll ask it later. I'm going to let you guys kick it off.
For sure. Yeah, we got Oof Troop versus the Betashocks. Probably one of the best matchups of the regular season. And both on Simcoms, both on the Symmetra May, both very proficient in that composition. We'll see what's going on. Both Maywalls already out, and King Thor has been picked off by Edgelord. The Edgelord got beamed up quite quickly, but is going to go down. Steps out of Fletch's shield, but not before. Flexecution falls to go again. Both teams quite even in terms of team members right now, but Captain Fletch,
Fletch is down!
A little bit. There's nothing they could do. Demon is frozen up. His barrier is very low, but the barrier for Killigill will be coming out. Will allow Betashocks to reallocate their resources into something other than shielding, and they will be able to, it looks like, win this fight. Killigill powered up, beamed up, taking down 2, and the rest of his team will clean up. Looking phenomenal, our Betashock.
And that's some of the performance that we saw, last week in their match against Doodoo Blast, who recently got 3rd place in the third place consolation match, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they had a sexy map 1 May player.
Did they? Nice.
Yeah, let's see, so they are going to take Oof Troop, they're going to take the exact same rotation that they did before, just going to go straight onto the point. Coalescent is out.
Oh, and they cap?
They're just going to get the point.
What?
They're just doing it so quickly, but that's a pretty big shatter coming out from Schmidt. Heel Salute was not caught in it, though, is able to get the sound barrier off, keep their off-tank, their Orisa alive, and as Demon and Killigill fall, and they're just going to win the fight. That was very quick. I don't know exactly what that was. I think they amped and got there a little more quickly than they anticipated. And yeah.
So I think some of the things that Oof Troop did right, Don Cheadle had Coalescence. Now Don Cheadle, he's a very pivotal member of this group. Flex support, has a lot of time on Moyer, a lot of time on Anna. And he was able to just sit in the backline with that Coalescence and keep his team healed up and dish out some damage to anybody who entered onto the objective.
It was solid. We're seeing a nice little difference right now. Bomb's going to be out for Chief, and it's actually going to get a pick onto Edgelord.
Demon gets
Edgelord
caught
had the
out.
barrier. That's something I imagine they were looking for, but Fletch is going to come in with the shatter, going to take down both Foxy and Demon, and Foxy, it's going to be followed up on. There is going to be a beat, and both photon barriers right now. A lot of particles on the point right now as the Bongo comes out. Bongo Cole out, and the Bongo is down. Demon will fall. Don Cheadle, Coalescence is doing so much damage, picks up 4. And Oof Troop, they're going to hold on despite the massive commitment.
Now that's absolutely one of Oof Troop's win conditions here. Now if they can keep Don Cheadle alive and the backline protected, if they keep healing for him, he'll keep everybody healed up and dish out that big damage and get, crazy plays like that 4K off of Coalescence.
So Flexecution does have the Blizzard. That is going to be the biggest win condition for Betashocks. It has to be good. We are moving into last fight territory. They are unable to win this, so this has to be perfect. Demon also has the shatter, but that's a really good wall. That's a really good wall. It does wall off Fletch. The Blizzard's exceptional as well. But Fletch is just going to go into the corner, shatter Demon. He is antied though. Both shatters really pretty much come up with nothing in this fight, and the teams, they're kind of reciprocating blows. At the moment, Killigill has fallen, so that's a lot of damage gone. Go Again did build up the Blizzard though. He is going to be able to at least probably get Flexecution here. No, it does wear off just in time. Foxicon will fall. A lot of sustain for Betashocks. It is gone. Edgelord is here doing damage. Does get taken down by King Thor. Was frozen up by the May, but it looks like Oof Troop, they have the barrier. They're going to win. Coalescence as well. All they have to deal with is King Thor, and they're going to take the first point most likely. Killigill is going to get here, try and get beamed up, but his turrets will be killed. He will fall. Coalescence off the fight.
Now, one of the things that I did see Betashocks weren't able to really capitalize on, so Demon, their main tank player, big Rhine guy, he's an incredible player. He's only been playing with the Betashocks for a limited amount of time, I believe since playoffs, because their initial tank player, PC, died. So, they had to find somebody to fill in, and, I've heard that Demon fits well with the team, but looking at last week's performance, he was able to create some crazy openings for the team, and when they played around him, they had success. But on that point, he really wasn't able to find any openings to get in there and do damage and incapacitate anybody. But we see him on the Orisa now. Let's see if he can maybe find some success there.
Team's mostly mirrored in the last fight where, well, there we go. Demon is just... We highlighted
that
him,
wall.
we talked about him, and he fell. Very unfortunate.
Yep.
Oof just kind of walk on to the enemy team. This comp from Betashocks very much excels at poke. The ball kind of just goes in, does all the disruption. They do halt combos with the... well, the soldier's trying to run away. I think Kel's actually going to get out. Kill kind of like goes on off angles. That's kind of the whole point. Oh, Schmidt's actually going to fall down. Wasn't really paying attention to Chief. Chief got away, was able to get a big kill onto Schmidt, and Go Again's going to fall as well. They are not paying attention to their environment whatsoever. Or the troop, I can't even talk about what I want to talk about, but that's a huge boop from Heelsu.
I mean, are you surprised?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, Kelligo was on the high ground there across the point, and he was just able to rack up some damage while, you know, Oof Troop wasn't even giving him any time of day. They weren't giving him any attention or anything. He was just able to stand there in relative safety while Chief and the others were able to hold down the point.
I mean, that's exactly what he did against us when we played against him. He was able to just get these off angles. We would run these rush comps, which are very good at staying together, staying tight-knit, but he would go on these off angles and they would just completely mess us up. But almost a very similar situation compared to last time where Oof Troop, they're just able to run this rush comp, this death ball, walk on the point and take it. Heelslur's going to get another boop onto Demon. Demon is gone out of the point, so both teams quite equalized right now. Kel is going to pop. Attack visor, nice wall by Gogain. And Gogain's actually going to pick him off from a distance. And despite the commitment, that's 4 environmental kills so far. Both kind of cleaned it up. I don't know about that. That beat was particularly questionable coming out from Heelslu. I don't think they needed that to win, but with Captain Fletch going down, who knows? Could be a different Demon. Please don't go off the map a third time. He does not. Flex is in. He is going to pull out the copy. He is going to copy the Orisa. Gogain is just going to yeet that Blizzard into the point. Don Cheadle going to throw in his Coalescence, and it looks like, despite what could have been a pretty bad fight for Oof Troop with that barrier, that sound barrier, ends up working out pretty well with the commitment of even more ultimate.
I mean, Picasso, please tell me why Oof Troop won that fight.
Yeah, so I mean, Don Cheadle managed to get off 2 ultimates during that. I don't know, he had a Coalescence to start, he had a Coalescence to close the fight. Heelslu was getting environmental kills left, right, and center. Honestly, both Lucios in this game are getting crazy environmental kills. It's a joy to watch, personally.
Bonga though, Fletch, he's off again. Demon has booped off by the Lucio in the last point. He was pulled off by Demon in this fight, and it looks like with just the Coalescence right now and Kellikill on the Junkrat, they're going to be able to, after they kill Gogan, Betashocks will be able to take back the point. But Oof Troop, they got plenty of time. They got plenty of time. They got it up to 82. Feeling good. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of a comp change. Edgelord on the Kree.
Yeah, I think that Chief switching over to the Sigma really helped Betashocks get some of that crowd control that they need. That accretion really does it. I mean, it stuns you for a while. It feels like ages. You know, you get hit by the boulder, you can't do anything for a good bit.
And I do like the comp switch. Ooh, Kel is in deep. The entire enemy team of Oof Troop is just around him, and he is just going to die there. There is a trap waiting for them right now. I don't think they see it. Yep, no, they don't. Fletch is actually stuck in the trap right now. His shield is going to be spent just trying to get out of it. Fletch getting poked down so low, but the tanks, along with the sticky bombs from the Echo, looking incredible. King Thor is going to commit the beat despite being up 3. I guess there was something they feared there, and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but they're not going to have that beat for the next fight.
I mean, Oof Troop just got killed by a Junkrat trap.
They did. They did. So many resources had to go into Fletch to keep him alive, but I mean, by the time he got onto the point, his barrier was gone. He wasn't able to aggress with his team whatsoever. So many resources had already gone into him, and that's one of those cases where Oof Troop, their signature style, put so many resources into Fletch, kind of backfires a little bit. So they will aggress Flex Execution. He does have, ooh, no! I think Kellikill got him on a trap again. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what it seemed like. Fletch is going to go for the Shatter. It is going to take down Foxicon. And Chief, I don't know what happened. Chief just fell off the map. Flex did copy the Diva though. He is going to get a bomb. It is going to take down Schmidt. Kellikill is just doing so much damage. Is going to take down Fletch and Kellikill. Oh my god, Schmidt and Heelslu. That is 3 for Kellikill right now. Let's see if he can get a 4th on the Gogain, or if his team will take that away from him. Flex will come in with the focusing beam, but Edge is going to be off the edge. Demon gets his 4th pull of just this map. So much value out of the halts. Fletch is here, does have his protective barrier, falls into a trap. Once again, this will be 3 kills onto Oof Troop off of Junkrat traps. Schmidt unable to make it back. Wow. That was something.
I think we have a series here. I think that some of the things that brought Betashocks back into the game was Chiefs switch onto Sigma and Kelligo moving over to the Junkrat. That gave them some serious crowd control and burst damage, which really helps because both Sigma and Junkrat excel in tight areas. So in that little room next to the objective, Betashocks were able to really dominate that, which Troop kept coming in through for some reason, and they paid the price. And here we are, 0.3 on control here.
What can't really be overstated is how valuable Flex copy onto was. Just that fight was kind of back and forth a little bit, but Flexecution being able to copy the Diva, build up a bomb that quickly in order to clear it out during overtime so that his team could stay on the point, but Troop could not. That's so valuable. That's so valuable. Copying tanks, so smart with that, but both teams are on the point at the moment. That's a great wall onto Demon, but he is just going to be able to walk around, so not as great as I thought. Fat anti-nade onto Fletch, but they haven't quite aggressed onto him yet. They didn't feel comfortable taking a faster engage. Looks like Demon has worse shield health at the moment. It's just a little bit more cracked, and he is going to go down. Too many resources put into him to make him be able to do anything. Kelligel's going to get a kill on Fletch, though, but they are still down one. Yeah, Foxicon going down means that there's no way that Betashocks can get back into.
Yeah, we're going to see Flex back off, get ready to regroup with his team. That's one of the things that we're starting to see now that teams are starting to get more and more comfortable with the Echo, that players like Flex, who are really gifted with almost every hero in the game, that they're able to really pay off and excel in this new meta.
Exactly. When I talk to people about Flex, they say he's very smart. Very smart. He's a very smart person. He's literally a professor at the college that he works at. He's an incredibly gifted brain. He has an
He's got a big brain. Big wrinkly brain.
Big wrinkles preside within that brain. But yep, he is just gonna go for the copy onto the Reinhardt. He's gonna get a huge shatter, giving Fletch a copy of his own medicine. But it looks like it might not matter. We'll see. He is gonna get out of that. Schmidt is gonna come in with an enormous grab. Fletch is just swing away, and it doesn't matter. 60% for Troop, and Betashocks unable to get anything done in that fight. First big shatter of the series, and it was not Fletch. It was actually the Flex PS of the Betashocks. Quite interesting.
Troop looking very well coordinated there. Don, Fletch, Go Again, everybody's coming together to really, focus fire and take down Betashocks before they can even get onto the point.
Big grab. Both beats are out. Kill does have his ult. He is using that. Just gonna chain the shatter. See why not? But I mean, this is the last fight. Demon died with the shatter. He doesn't have it. The coalescence. It's just gonna be used to take Flexecution out of the sky. There's no one who's able to really help him on the ground, and I mean, it looks good for a little bit for Betashocks, but they were just absolutely outclassed on this control map. Demon does have the shatter. He's just gonna get walled off. I don't even think he's gonna be able to touch. He needed a charge there. He didn't need a shatter. It just stops him from getting on the point.
That was a hell of a first map. like Blue, you're the one doing play-by-play, and I'm sitting here listening to you, and I'm out of breath listening to this.
There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on right now. Don Cheadle, the resident stealer of play of games. Look at that.
There you go, Carpe. I know you called that one in chat a little while ago.
I think this is where he takes down 4 to clear off the point. Yep. Just cleaning up. Didn't even have the bongo for the last half of that. That combo is disgusting. A damage orb with a coalescence that's bongoed. He had the bongo for like the first half of that coalescence. He just went to town. Just went as Troop would say.
As they do.
Some of the things that I'd like to see coming out of Betashocks coming into map 2 is to see Chief and Demon kind of start taking more of the initiative with these fights. That's what we saw with Betashocks and Doo Blast in the last round. And really not seeing a whole lot of that this game, and Troop were able to capitalize on that. Fletch is matching Chief and Demon on his own, and Don Cheadle's just able to take over the game. It's really Troop's world. Betashocks are just living in it, it seems.
And you're definitely right. The tanks of Troop definitely setting the tempo, not allowing themselves to be outdone in that regard. Like you said, they are just kind of allowing Captain Fletch and Schmidt to just walk on them, take the initiative, move a little faster, do a little bit faster thinking, and yeah, I think they did a nice job of minimizing Kellikill's impact as well. Kellikill is someone who, when we played him, he had disgusting impact. But also another interesting thing about it is Ooftrooper are finishing fights very quickly. Kellikill gets a lot of his value when he takes these off angles, and he's able to just kind of pop off when resources on the end are minimal. He's able to just kind of start deadlifting a little bit once the enemy team just runs out of things that they can to deal with him because they've spent so many resources dealing with his team in the first place. And that just didn't really happen. Ooftroop were able to just be decisive. They were able to finish fights very early. And yeah, they're just looking very solid, very quick, nice, tight. Hope they send progress picks. Looking good. Yeah, probably bench pressing 400 pounds right now.
Yeah, and Kelligill was taking a lot of the off angles there, a lot of the flanks to try and get Ooftroop off guard, and it worked on that second point in on Nepal, but
Yes.
it didn't really help them out on the third point when they needed more bodies on the point to try and get that cap. We are going to see a substitution here. Ranger in for Edgelord. Now Ranger here, he seems like he's quite the McCree player. He has almost 300 hours on McCree. So hopefully we'll get some nasty hit scan here.
And yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely.
Ooftroop did play a little bit of a May McCree on that first map, but this does kind of speak to me. Say that they might be playing even a little bit more. They do have Reynolds coming in for heal suit as well. Also means Reynolds coming in for heal suit. That means they might be leaning towards a Batiste pick. Reynolds Batiste is disgusting.
Oh,
absolutely
man.
disgusting.
I really love the Batiste play. I think that Batiste is one of the most flexible supports. You can play him on flex or main support. He kind of combos well with just about everybody, thanks to his DPS and his healing capabilities. Man, that's exciting. I didn't know Reynolds had a Batiste.
Oh, it's wild. It's what he's pretty much been playing it almost exclusively in the playoffs. I feel like whenever I've been casting these games with Reynolds in them, he's mostly been on the Batiste, but we will see. Also a very capable Lucio player. The more traditional main support player for this team also has a solid Mercy.
Meanwhile, in chat, spam this salt so Go Again gets healing.
Oh, Lord. They're asking, desk is R. I believe we're R. I'm going to give them the R.
We are.
We did it at the same time. Look at
chat,
that.
Chat, you are?
Casting together. We got that synergy. Let's go. Chat.
Hell yeah.
Are you R, chat? Because we're going into map 2. Ooftroop is up 1 in this first of 4 series. We got a long night ahead of us. Last time the boys played, it is a 5-map series. No draws. We'll see if they can take it all the way. We could be here for 7 maps. We could be here for 8 maps.
Why would you jinx us again, Blue?
Saying,
why? You know how this goes.
This is the last map of the season. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go. I have so much water. I have a sink next to me.
Shawnees are,
my water bottle with.
are, Lunas are, Hairs are, and then a lot of spam. You have like a camelback set up. Folks, if Blue seems extra hyped to you, it's because he's currently casting standing up, so he can like wave his arms around and scream and stuff.
I'm doing a lot of talking with my arm.
Next level strats here.
Very expressive at the moment, both in body and voice.
Speaking of next level, we have Flex on the Torb here. The really great defensive hero on King's Row with these long, wide open areas. We're also going to be seeing Go Again and Ranger on the attack here with some long range projectile type heroes. You got the Mei, you got the Hanzo. These maps are heavily favored for those long range sniper types. So I'm excited to see what Ranger can do here.
Absolutely. And on the other side, we're going to see Betashocks coming out with their trademarked poke comp. They were the first team to play it in the league in their quarterfinals matchup against, I can't remember who they played. I'm going to be honest with you guys, but they ran this comp quite often. Kellikill was more so on the Ashe rather than the Soldier, but maybe they've just decided they prefer him on the Soldier. Demon is low.
We're getting the full rotate.
We are getting a full rotate right now. They have taken down Flexecution turret as well, just not allowing that massive poke to get in. He still gets up to like 30% of his ult, but we'll see. Schmidt's very low at the moment, taking a lot of poke damage. So is Fletch. His shield incredibly low at the moment. If they want, they can just poke away right now and they won't be able to do anything. Go Again with a very defensive Mei wall. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to have to be defensive with your Mei wall ever. Fletch pretty much, I mean, he's dead. He's dead. His shield's gone. He was like 2 HP. Nothing you can really do there. Schmidt's probably going to follow with the D-Mech as well. Don Cheadle still going to commit the Coalescence, though. I think he sees an opportunity. I'll tell you what, boys. I am not seeing the opportunity whatsoever. I think that's a wasted Coalescence. But, you know, maybe he'll make me my words. I'm not sure. Not a lot of shielding for his team, the Betashocks right now. But we'll see. Don Cheadle is able to just get out of that. I think the Maywall kind of messed up the Flux. I think part of the Flux got caught on Go against Maywall. But, you know, it's been a minute and a half, and Troop have come up with pretty much nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they did a whole lap around the point without really, you know, getting anywhere. Nothing stuck. You know, Ranger was able to get a couple picks, you know, prioritizing getting those shields down, getting the turrets, but unfortunately you really want to click some heads as Hanzo.
So they are going to beat into this. Go again does miss the wall, unable to get anything done. Flexecution is going to throw out the Molten Core right onto the point. So Troop, who want to be getting a lot of progress right now, they're not able to. Kelligil with the Bongo is going to be able to clean up and make so much damage happen. The Hulk coming out from Demon just trying to catch Ranger out. They know he's there. He is going to get away. Schmidt has gone over to the Orisa. They realize that they can't really play D.Va into this. The defense matrix just doesn't do enough to mitigate the massive amount of poke coming out of Betashocks comp. And I mean, they committed the beat into that fight. They committed to the beat. They didn't get anything done. Chief is probably going to get a Flux by the time, or way before, Reynolds comes up with a beat. The biggest thing they have going for them right now is they have both a Dragon and a Coalescence, and Go Game will probably get a Blizzard in this fight. But Foxicon is going to throw this. He's going to throw this window out. The Hulk's going to catch a lot of them, and oh my
Oh
lord,
no!
What a disgusting Hulk from Demon, and an excellent window from Foxicon. You just can't play that slowly. You're on the Lucio. You have to know that they have window, and there's so many different combos that can come out with that. That was excellent play from the Betashocks. What a beautiful set play.
Gekkening, thanks for the re-up on the Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Perfect time to do it in this ridiculous match.
Betashocks, or Troop didn't use anything in that fight, so they are going to engage the Coalescence. The Dragon is pretty smart, almost catches Demon, and excellent positioning. Excellent positioning of ults by Troop, and we'll see if they're able to make anything happen. King Thor does go down after committing the beat, the rest of the team alive, but we will see. A lot of Destructibles being taken down at the moment, but no one's really dying on the side of Betashocks right now. They're just playing too slow. They're not really taking their win advantage. Schmidt's kind of caught out in no man's land right now, and he's most likely going to die. He will. This halt, see if they make anything else happen with it. It's 20 seconds left, and the Betashocks, they're going to have so many ults. They're going to have 3 coming into this fight. Immortality Field, it's already out. They're not going to be able to aggress with the Immortality Field. Our Troop, I mean, they look so good on map 1. They're going to have to hope for something. Reynolds had to use this. Oh my goodness, Reynolds had to use his window just to get them out of there. Redundant ults coming out. Flesh just has to touch the point, and he dies. Kellicle is going to throw out his Tac Visor. He's going to pick up 2, maybe more. No, oh my lord. They come up with 65.1% group, but past that.
They didn't even get 2 ticks. That's not even 2 ticks. And, you know, that's exactly what I wanted to see from the Betashocks. You know, Chief and Demon, they stuck to their guns. They held the fort down. They did exactly what I feel that they lacked in map 1. You know, they had that initiative. They had the very strong, you know, we are the tanks. We sit here. We are determining the pace of this. And Flex and Kelligil and Foxy really went around, made sure that their tanks didn't fall. They made sure that the people who needed to get shot got shot. And Troop just seemed like they lost the momentum. You know, I don't know if they got cocky. I don't know if these player substitutions aren't quite gelling. Maybe they messed with some synergy, with some momentum, maybe. Who knows? But, you know, it looks like they're coming out with... that's a really interesting comp coming out of both teams. I'm a little bit at a loss here. I wasn't expecting this from either of them. It looks like Kelligil is going to be coming out on the Widow, which is great for King's Row here. It's always a lot of fun to see. And I gotta admit, I'm very excited to see a Flexecution Doomfist. It's one of my favorite heroes to watch, and you know, Flex behind it. Oh, my heart's aflutter. Ranger on the Junkrat. That's a little interesting because a lot of the heroes that I've seen him play before are mostly hit scan. A little bit of projectile, like Hanzo. You know, he's borderline because of his projectile speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I mean, Kelligil over on the Hanzo instead.
We got baited.
I was gonna say Kelligil's Widowmaker it's irrevocably disgusting, but his Hanzo just as good. A lot of hit scan players have been transitioning over to Hanzo and poke-oriented comps. Anyways, but Flexecution.
Oh no.
I mean, they're just gonna get a pick on the Dun Cheadle right there. What can you do? What can you do? The DPS for Betashocks are just walking all over them. Kill comes up with 3 kills. And that's it.
Just, I don't know if anybody can even get over there. Where's Don Cheadle here? Where is he?
I mean,
He's
most of them are just sitting in spawn. We got the GG before the match is over. And
wow.
That's how you bounce back. That is how you bounce back.
You know, it'll absolutely take a little bit to get, you know, Ooftroop taken care of for the halftime show here. Or I'm sorry, while they talk during our halftime, just to see if they can recoup any lost momentum. Yeah, you know, I had a very competitive map 1. I don't know what happened to it.
Well, I mean, what happened was, I don't know, one forehead. They just, I don't know. It's Ooftroop. They run very tight. They run very tight death ball comps, and basically you have to be moving fast. Can't really be picked out. You can't take your time, especially when you're running the Lucio. Everything has to be decisive. If you're running a death ball against a poke comp, you have to out-rotate. I mean, we saw them try that in the first bit of King's Row on their attack with Ooftroop. They tried out-rotating Betashocks, seeing if they can get them in an uncomfortable position, because those poke comps, they hate when you just run up to them. But you can't just run up to them. You have to run up to them, you know, with a flow. You have to run up to them using map geometry. You can't take a fight in open space with them. You're just going to end up kiting backwards the whole time. I know from experience. I played this team last week. We did a lot of kiting. We should have rotated. That's what we decided when we rewatched the VODs. You have to rotate around Betashocks' poke comp and make them uncomfortable, and I don't think they looked uncomfortable once. I think the only time Ooftroop got into their face was when they had taken too much time and Betashocks had 1,000,001 ults to get themselves out of that situation. You have to be quick, you gotta be decisive, can't be slow. And Ooftroop were slow.
And as we move on here into the next map, I mean, what does Ooftroop need to do? They just got boomed every which way.
I'll be honest, I didn't hear anything you said. What's up?
Oh, that's weird. I was saying, what's Oof got to do? I mean, they're sitting boomed hard right now. That's probably the worst defeat I've seen on King's Row.
I think you forget it happened. You have to remember they're tied. They have to remember that they're tied. They looked very good in map 1. They just need to adapt as the series goes on, and they're capable of doing that. They did that when they last played Betashocks. They completely swapped up some comps that they were playing on similar map modes. We know that they're capable of identifying the problems with the Betashocks, if there are any. I mean, this is the point where you have to force mistakes, right? Because Betashocks are so damn clean. They're so damn clean. You have to force mistakes out of them instead of try and abuse the mistakes they're making, because I don't think they're going to be making that many during the series.
I mean, and that's something you usually see Ooftroop excel at. I mean, they're the champions of playing down to people, but making other teams play down to them. And I'm thinking maybe just the switch up of the teams kind of shook them up a bit. I think, yeah, we do see them making some switches now, maybe going back to that original comp. I think that's going to help them a lot. But I don't know, man. Betashocks got the momentum now. That's just scary. I'm afraid of Flex's Torbjorn.
Yeah, and they played around it perfectly. I'm more afraid of the fact that his team did everything to enable it.
Yeah.
They just played so phenomenally. Those are the sounds. That's how you say that.
Sounds about right.
It looks like we're just waiting on the math lecture to get finished up in the chat before we head into Havana.
And actually, real quick, we do have Carpe joining us in the desk chat here, And it's time to announce our end of season awards. Carpe? Carpe, you're muted.
I did not realize that. Hello, how we doing?
Doing well, man. Well, let's get things kicked off.
Yeah, we got some incredible games. Now we're gonna have some incredible people winning some awards for us. Really epitomizes what the ATL is all about. A lot of different people from a lot of different teams winning some awards. And I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah, fire away.
All right, so our first award is staff of the tournament, staff member of the tournament, most valuable staff. A lot of names for the same award, employee of the month, whatever you want to call it. And this was actually Winter of PD Midnight. He stepped in, cleaned up the Discord a ton. All of us old people don't know how to work it super well, and the Zoomer really came in and set everything straight for us. So congrats, Winter. We did send him a traditional Funko Pop, like every other staff member has gotten.
Yeah, Winter knows already, so
Yeah, he does know. The
he
other
has known
awards,
for a little bit.
the other awards are blind for people.
Yes.
So there's the best picture we had of Winter.
That's literally the best picture we had.
So then next is
Oh, yeah.
the tank of the tournament, correct?
Correct.
So the tank of the tournament is actually playing right now, and that is Captain Fletch of the Oof Troop.
I mean, yeah, no surprises here. You've seen him play Reinhardt. He's one of the most entertaining Rhine mains to watch play, and he's certainly been the most effective.
Definitely a talking point for most streams that man is on.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
As for DPS of the tournament, this is also, or DPS MVP, this is also someone who's playing tonight and someone who gets talked about a lot, and that is Flexecution of the Betashocks, their team captain, as a matter of fact.
He definitely deserves it. He's super smart. We highlighted that in the last map. He's super smart. He's highly effective. He's really good at managing his team.
He
Keeps
rolled
them.
AT Blue when we played them on his
He's
Genji.
disgusting. He's so good. He just does disgust things, and he's also such a nice gentleman.
Yeah, very,
So-
very excitable too. He loves his team, loves the game. It's good to see.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have both of these gentlemen to thank for the ridiculous pictures that were in the beginning team lineups.
Yeah, it's the team rep for both teams winning awards. So start from the top, I guess. And then our support MVP is either, depending on who you know him as, it's either Taka or Desi Kara from the NFG Bumblebees, our fourth place team. So a lot of top teams represented here. Yeah, I didn't watch too many Bees games this season, so I don't know too much to say about it, but I know he just played Blue Row.
He's definitely the best player on his, I would say. Just
Which is a lot,
consistently.
'cause the Bees are a pretty good team.
They're a pretty good team, but he's definitely a standout. I think he could probably play on any of the top teams as a flex support and contribute greatly. Just very good decision maker. His Ana, definitely a highlight. Very well known for just hitting the fat nasty nades, which were so much the meta this season of ATL. Whether or not your Ana could hit big nades, every Ana on these top teams can hit the fat nades. So just excellent decision making, nano timing, all that good stuff. Very good player.
All right, and that brings us to our final and biggest award of the season, and that is the MVP of the entire season. Just a reminder, this was voted on by a few team reps, staff, and it's the most valuable award, so it's who we thought was most crucial to their team being any sort of good. And that is actually Shawnee, who is in chat right now, and everyone give your congrats to Shawnee17 in the Twitch chat. She is the poggerist of healers, has to babysit her 5 other players
Say
constantly.
literally the only reason Attack Torb Orange is a team.
Yeah, that
just-
team would not exist. They would not show up to games apparently, and they would not win any
before
games.
Shawnee was a team rep, they literally didn't show up to a game.
Surprise, surprise. Like,
The team's babysitter, also an excellent healer. Very good at doing what she does. Probably the
yeah,
best player on the team.
I subbed
And-
for Attack Torb Orange once, and right after that, I was DMing her, how do you keep this team alive? It's nothing short of a miracle. And yeah, very deserving of League MVP. Definitely one of the hardest working in the server.
Yep, and she's happy Mother's Day to Shawnee. She's team mom.
She is team mom of her
True.
5 children. What we're saying is,
And she's old.
and she's
Yeah.
old. She is
a
old.
mom.
Happy
Yeah,
belated birthday, Shawnee. It was last week sometime. It was the 1st.
at some point.
So yeah, so Shawnee became boomer May 1st.
And there you have it, folks. And thanks for sticking around for our words, Carpe. Appreciate you responding to all 800 messages I sent you.
No
and
problem. I
we
didn't
will.
respond to any of them, but
Yep.
I appreciate you sending them. And we'll have a special Golden Brugga after the game.
Where we're
True.
giving away a $10 Chipotle gift card.
MVP of this match does
Yep.
win.
Finals MVP.
Yeah. Chat, if you have any recommendation for finals MVP, let us know, because they're getting some very mediocre Mexican food out of it.
We're not going to listen to you, though, chat, because you're Twitch chat. We're going to make the decision between us. That's fine. But looks like we're going into Havana right now, boys.
GLHF.
Thank you, Carpe.
Yeah, right now we see Kelligil on the Betashocks, setting up for some nice angles on his Widowmaker. As far as any substitutions, Reynolds is out for Heel Salute on the side of Oof Troop. So yeah, I mean,
I've decided to keep Edgelord out of the game. Edgelord, it's interesting. I talked with a couple of folks, and we were under the impression that Edge taking the business. Sorry, I couldn't think of anything else to say. That was quite PG-13. To Kelligil was going to be a big win condition for their Oof Troop, but apparently that is not the case. They will keep Ranger in. Ranger not a slouch in any regard. We'll see. Those Oof Troop have, they've decided to push the cart up to a serviceable degree. Nice
I mean,
rotation.
this is one of my favorite things to talk about when we're on Havana. The Betashocks decided to play all the way up here on high ground. They gave away the king share of free space around this corner on Havana. And look, Oof Troop's winning the fight. Well, it's close, whatever. But look at all this free space they got.
Though. We'll see if this coalescence makes anything else happen. King Thor was pretty close to dying to that coalescence, but it looks like Betashocks are doing a nice job of regrouping quickly and gracefully. That Flux catches quite literally nothing. Fletch looks like he's just trying to build up for that shatter. King Thor is going to go down to Don Cheadle, but Don Cheadle will fall. Kelligil and that Dynamite, disgusting. The halt, it was almost there. It was almost going to make anything happen, but it didn't really need to because that Dynamite was thick. Disgusting.
Schmidt, kill me! Kill me!
Yeah, he's just going to be sent back. He can't really jump off anything on this map. I don't think he can really swap either. He had quite a bit of ult charge, but looks like he might be doing that. It's also very possible they swap over to the Orisa or something of the sort. No, they're going to swap over to the Sigma. Nope, just right back to the Diva. It took quite a while to do it. 2 minutes left on the clock. If Oof Troop can make something happen, they have a fair number of ults coming up. Kelligil is going to rotate out. Let's see, that's Shatter. He gets the execution down, but there's no one able to follow up from Oof. That Shatter pretty much goes by the wayside. Chief, though, is going to get chunked down, and Don Cheadle is going to help his team clean up. That was a beautiful pulse from Go again. Kelligil was standing right next to Chief. It actually stuck Chief, and a lot of the damage got done onto Chief. Kelligil was quintessentially nuke. And then a little skill orb from Don Cheadle was able to clip up, and that was just a good engage. That was a good engage from Oof Troop.
Yeah, it seems like they have their heads back on and they're back in the game, which is what I like to see.
And
No
I wanted
more
to criticize
crazy
that
monkey
Shatter
noises.
Fletch at first, but it actually got out the immortality field quite early, so the rest of Oof Troop was able to follow up with a lot of good things. There was no immortality field for that pulse bomb, which they might have wanted that, but Kelligil gonna get a nice pick. On to Go again. Kelligil maybe starting to feel himself a little bit. We'll see if he starts added to the highlight montage. That halt almost took down Heel Salute. That was a beautiful halt. Bob is just going to take up residence on the points though. Fletch I don't think has a shield at the moment. Can't really shield out. He's gonna go pretty low. Nice halt. Dynamite. I don't think the Dynamite actually hits anyone. Very close, but no cigar on that one. And yeah, they're just trying to push it under the bridge right now. Chief. Oh, there he goes. Catches Fletch. With that, Fletch will definitely go down. Beautiful follow-up from Betashocks on that. Heel Salute is going to go for the res, though, and with Go Gain taking down Kelligil, it looks like the attention of Betashocks was split, and Captain Fletch was actually able to get something off with that. So this becomes a 65 in favor of Oof Troop, but with Schmidt being demech and taken down by Flexecution, kind of evens up the odds a little bit. I would say ult advantage is definitely in favor of the Betashocks, but they are not able to really do anything but sit and poke right now, and UFTROOP kind of have to move away from the cart. The cart's in a very open spot. Chief's in a wonderful spot. Right now is able to poke to his heart's content. Fletch has no shield. Fletch has no shield whatsoever. He's standing out in no man's land. And I don't know, I think Betashocks are just playing this perfectly. They're just playing this perfectly right now.
Yeah, Chief is really keeping up the pressure here, which is keeping Fletch from being able to get his shield back. It's making the supports need to focus their tanks, and yeah, they just have a very commanding presence on this part of the point.
Oh no, that is so unfortunate. Foxcon's gonna be taken out by the DMAC. The bomb did quite a bit. Oh wow, Beast has another, or not Beast, Chief has another Flux, different player, same role, different team. Or not even the same role, it was just, I was wrong. I was very wrong. But while this is going on, Betashocks cleaning up a little bit. They're gonna have to take down Go again. He has swapped over to the McCree. Off the tracer, that halt will most likely end his life, and we got 1 minute 42 seconds left.
I know Fletch does have that shatter, but on the other side, we have a Bob coming in. We have a High Noon. We have the BAP ult. You know, there's a lot of damage, and trying to kind of crowd control positioning wise. Betashocks are going to be able to really control the flow of this next engage here. You know, the closest ult that the UFTROOP have, it looks like Heal Salute's going to have Valkyrie up in a little bit, but Fletch gets taken down before he can really do anything here.
My team refers to this as Spanish Inquisitioning, when you window up like that and get absolutely taken down by the firing squad.
Oh my god, and Flex just
really
picking off Go again, just like it's nothing. I love watching Flex here. So
very
nutty.
solid player. When I think of Flex, I don't generally think of hit scan players, but he has picked up the Ashe for his team in order to allow Kellikill to stay on his traditional hit scan roles. So this, I mean, showing us why he won the best DPS award. Kellikill might get a lot of the highlight reels, but Flexecution enables the team to do whatever they need to do, and he even pops off a little bit when that happens. My question is though, who's Fletch gonna shatter? This comp will whittle and poke him down before he's able to get up to the high grounds that Betashocks have been covering so beautifully. It looks like he's gonna go up the stairs right now, but there will be a fight going on inside of the distillery. At this point, Go again is just trying to poke up. Oh, I asked who he's gonna shatter. It's gonna be 4, but it's not gonna be Foxicon. That's the only problem. The High Noon not gonna really be effective when there's an immortality field there, and neither is the shatter. Go again is dead. Bob's dead as well. That's kind of sad, but it's not particularly a loss that you're missing. He did his job. Fletch is on his own right now. Does get taken off the high ground. Unable to get rushed down, but that's a beautiful dynamite from Flexecution. He's come up with 2 kills. He's taken out both the DPS of UFTROOP on his own, doing wonderful solo kills from him. Captain Fletch, barrier is low. This is overtime. We're going to have to see if they can get anything happen. Flexecution coming up with a 3rd in this fight.
Betashocks losing Chief. Now that's a little heavy there, but unfortunately, UFTROOP not really able to capitalize on that, and Betashocks will keep UFTROOP down to 1 point and some change. Wow. Man, watching these games, it just seems like it's brawl after brawl after brawl. It's really hard to kind of keep focused on, what's kind of going on here. But I really do gotta hand it to Betashocks supports, King Thor and Foxicon. Together, the 2 of them, they're able to really keep Betashocks healthy enough that they're able to keep going. Because man, needing to the pocket Kelligill, Flex, Demon Chief, like all 4 of those players are, I'm gonna use the term Chads. They really are. They're very aggressive, very dominating, and as a support main myself, it's stressful trying to keep up with players like that for sure. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how Fletch and the rest are going to be able to, keep Betashocks from getting that 2nd point here, especially Dawn switching over to the Ana for the first time this series. This is another hero that Dawn has a lot of experience on, but
very good, very good.
I'm kind of interested. It looks like UFTROOP are going for a bit of a dive kind of strat here with the Genji and Winston and the D.Va.
I mean, that's what you have to do, though. That's what you have to do. You have to figure out how you're going to break these bunkery, pokey comps, and dive is probably the best solution to that. Just instant burst damage, rather than like long sustained fights, because you're going to lose long sustained to poke almost every single time. Chief is naded, beautiful nade coming up from Don Cheadle, but he is able to get out. Ranger on the high ground. Go Game just gets picked off. Unable to really get anything done on the Genji. You know, we very rarely see Genji played in this league, and when he does, he tends to go down by the wayside.
Yeah,
the way
usually dies.
like that. Usually die. Yes.
Genji's a little hard to play in 2020 Overwatch, but it looks like your troop just you know, their surprise comp didn't really work out, and they were just walked all over.
Well, and
you know, Chief
they all
on the
didn't die
super aggressive
hard.
Roadhog picking off Go
Again,
Again with the hook. Man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this comp.
Really, I don't know how I feel about it, other than the fact that Genji being in the fight anyway, it's like a 5v6 in the first place, so it's not really the worst. It's not like Troop are losing a lot of value from what they're putting out on the table, but who knows, maybe they're trying to play for Nanoblade, but Gogain only has 70% to that right now, and not a lot of time. High Noon is going to be coming out from Kelligil. Nice off angle is going to get Gogain and heal salutes. And these ultimates, they are sublime. Coming out of that, that is all ultimates in the kill feed. Nice little team kill.
Yeah, that's like a really heavy investment. That's 3 ultimates now. Chief and Demon and Thor, they're able to get their ultimates pretty soon. All of them are 60 or above here. But that was an expensive buy. I don't know if they necessarily needed that. Chief was chunking down everybody left and right. I'm really impressed by this Roadhog play. It's like, this isn't usually a pick that you see very often.
Not at all. We've seen very little Roadhog outside of like maybe NFG Chaos. One of our teams competed in the Shadow Cup. But no. Halt. There was no hook for Chief in that fight. Fletch has gone over to the Reinhardt. They've decided dive is not quite the move for them. They're going to go into a weird hybrid comp that doesn't really know what it wants to do. Chief, though, is going to get a nice little halt. The halt hooks haven't really been going on, and this Nanoblade has got to be pretty big, but this beat, it is here. Gogain should be able to burn through it, but he's just going to get whole hog. He can't do anything. Demon is dead, though. Ranger, they're committing all their ults. They're even going to commit the beat despite being 3 up. And they made that a very expensive fight for Oof Troop. Did Betashocks, even when they lose gracefully, and they take a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, with only the whole hog expended from Betashocks here, and, you know, it looks like Foxy and Flex are going to get their own ult soon. You know, Chief switching over to the Sigma for some added crowd control. We saw how good Chief did on that on the flip side of this map. But I don't know about Go Again staying on the Genji here. You know, you got the Dragon Blade. You wanted to get your Dragon Blade off and kind of play with it. Fine, you got that, but I just don't know.
You definitely have to build up the blade faster. You have to build up the blade faster than you have been. And you can't die first in the fight like you have 3 times now. That's another thing. What's stopping Kelligil from getting anything? Nothing, apparently, because he's just going to be able to shoot that Deadeye with impunity. There's no deflex to worry about whatsoever. Flexecution is going to throw out the Dragon. Don Cheadle, so low. They threw, oh my god, Foxy. Such a beautiful orb. Like I don't get to say that a lot, but it followed the Dragon. Was able to follow up on all of the damage that Dragon did and get 2 kills. And Betashocks, there are a couple kills coming in right now. Foxconn gets the 3rd kill with the Moira Orb, and it looks like Oof Troop are not going to be able to get back into this fight. Fletch is going to come up from the high ground. He's very close to a shatter. It would have to be huge, but he's just going to get CC'd to death. Betashocks going to be up 2-1 series in this first 4.
I know this is some of the stuff that I was a little worried about coming into this match for Oof Troop. Go Again has a little bit of a history of swapping around the different DPS that may or may not be, you know, good in these situations for his team. You know, potentially swapping around to a bunch of different ones, and just kind of making some puzzling decisions when it comes to hero selection. But I mean, honestly, it's really hard to give Oof Troop too much crap here, because Betashocks are absolutely just, they're a whole different team from what they were on the first map. And even on the first map, I don't know if they were just shaking off some rust from the week before, or if they were nerves going into grand finals, but it looks like Betashocks are really just gelling together. Demon and Chief are absolutely, you know, coming online. They're cooperating well. They're covering for their team. They're, you know, keeping up a significant level of harass and pressure on the enemy tanks. You know, Fletch really wasn't able to do too much on that defense because Demon just had him focused as the Orisa. It's really scary. You know, I'm really glad I'm not playing in this league, so I never have to, you know, stare down the barrel of Kelligil's gun. You know, this is just, I'm not really sure where Oof Troop can can go from here to kind of counter the Betashocks' aggression. Do you have any ideas about that, Blue?
Well, they are coming into Hanamura. Hanamura, we have seen based on control, and we have seen based on their previous match that Oof Troop is a little bit better at maps where symmetric comps, like cheesy symmetric comps, can be a little bit more prevalent. They are better at just kind of controlling the tempo and aggression in those fights. And they're able just to get the best out of Symmetra. I think we even, like I said, we saw that in the first map today of Nepal. We saw that when Symmetra was in the game, it was so much easier for Oof Troop to be able to get value out of what she can do, especially in the mirror. And I think they'll be able to, both these teams, I have seen them run Symmetra on this map, I believe. So I think Oof Troop, in terms of using the Symmetra, are very good. And in terms of playing against the Symmetra as well, just figuring out what you do when a Symmetra TPs into your team, or straight onto the point, they'll have a little bit of an advantage, but you can't really knock Betashocks out just yet. Based on that little bit of theory craft, they're still obviously very clean right now.
Yeah, I absolutely hear that. I believe we're going to be seeing Edgelord subbing in for Ranger, which could be that Symmetra that you're saying. Honestly, I would love to see that. Is this something that we need to? Okay, look, it looks like they are subbing Edgelord in for Ranger. I think that's going to be pretty good for Oof Troop. This is going back to the roster composition they had for the first map, Nepal. Maybe playing musical chairs here was the wrong answer, and they just need to commit to this roster with Heel Salute and Edgelord in. I don't know how their comp structure really stacks up with those two in or out, but hopefully they find some success, some magic here. Otherwise, Betashocks might be walking this one right down the home stretch.
And real quick, we saw a lot of corner peeking last map. And if you like peeking corners, I'm willing to bet that you like playing Valorant. And very soon, signups are even open now. The Attack Torb League will be having their very own Valorant tournament. I'll post the link to our Twitter post in chat in a little bit, but Luna will also happily talk about it in chat as well, as her and Captain Fletch, as Luna and Captain Fletch will be hosting it. Blue, I know you're a big Valorant guy.
Yeah, love Valorant, love playing it. It's a good time. This tournament that we do have coming up, it will be near the end of May, I believe, so you have plenty of time to get ready. You have literally 3 weeks to plan out your commitment, clear out your plans, come play some Valorant with us. It's single entry. We are not doing pre-made teams at the moment. You will be applying to get in. You're not applying. You'll be entering, registering for yourself, and then you will be put into a random assortment of 4 other people in order to just have a fun tournament. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be the most competitive thing in the world. We're just trying to gauge interest, see how fun Valorant tourneys could be, branch out our production a little bit, and we would love to have you join us there.
Valorant's a pretty fun game to watch, but honestly, I'm just really glad that the communities are able to coexist. I think that there's a lot that can be gained from Valorant and Overwatch players, playing each other's games, upping the level of play for each other. But you're totally right on the mark here. We do see Oof Troop going with an aggressive Symmetra comp. Let's see how they're able to make that work.
Ooh, that's a nice TP spot. I like that. They don't even have to get into the crossfire of Betashocks. Betashocks, they do disengage quite quickly. They amp out. Schmidt already incredibly low, but they have put themselves onto the point. There are all 6 there. Their resources are waiting though. King Thor going down, healers down for each team. At the moment, the Maywall from Go Again didn't get the optimal value they wanted, but still pretty darn good.
Oh my god, I'm trash. I'm so sorry.
The Immortality Field, it was a little bit early, but there's already a tick taken by Oof Troop. They're building up their ult pretty quickly, but oh no, Fletch, he was 99% to the Shatter and kill on the Torb Flex on the Maya. They're just going to do all the cleanup they need. Fletch had to stay alive there. I think he was going for one of his 6 flanks.
They paid me to not show that TP spot. Sorry, I'm very easily bribed, and it wasn't that I forgot to switch it over because I was trying not to say wrong things about Valorant.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Alright, for those who did not see, Oof Troop, they did a nice little TP spot. They got a tick onto the point. They're going to TP, again, this time they TP right onto the team. Chief is just going to pop out the Flux. Don't think he really catches anyone of the Valley, but Fletch is just going to walk right into him. The Fluxicon does not get caught out. Does use the Immortality. But Kellikill on an off angle is just going to get a nice Molten Core. But I do think Troop have potentially won this fight up. They're going to hit the beat, even though questionable beats from Troop tonight. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't have a lot of nice things to say about them in that regard. But I will say they did win the point. Looking good. Looking tight. Strong.
And, you know, of course, if you win the point, there's no sense in arguing. You know, if you expend the ult, you get the point. That's all that really matters. But yeah, you know, in all seriousness, though, they're going to have a hard time getting into this point B here, especially with all the ults that Betashocks have.
Absolutely. And they are just going to... Both teams are going to throw in. The Blizzards have a nice little Venn diagram going on the point at the moment, but Chief has fallen. Flex will die following Demon, and Kellikill has gotten a pick on to go again, though. That's a lot of presence and power. See, Kellikill is doing exactly what you expect him to do. He's on an off angle. He's just getting all the value he wants. I mean, there's no one who can contest him right now, so you have to put a lot of resources making sure he's not able to take out your team, and that's exactly what Troop are doing. Flex does get the pick on the heal salute. Demon is on the point. But at this point, Kellikill's going to have to touch. And Kellikill can't get a lot of value if he's not touching.
No.
And there you go. That's what they needed. I told you, my brain, it's huge. They bring Edgelord in. He plays Symmetra. They look good.
Yeah, you know, I gotta hand it to you. You know, that was a big brain prediction there. Something that I really wasn't expecting, that I haven't seen, or I haven't at least personally noticed a lot of this. Schmidt's Orisa seemed to really do a lot of work, keeping up a lot of pressure, kept Foxy away from the point on B there. It just a whole lot of pulls that were able to reposition or deposition Betashocks. Really did a whole lot of work. I was impressed by Schmidt. Good stuff there. Looks like he's going to be switching over to the Diva, though, for this defense. Which, you know, probably just shuffling around. Never wise to make calls on people who are still in the waiting room as far as team comps go. But I do believe that Flex is going to stick onto this Echo. He had a really awesome performance as Echo on Nepal. Looking forward to see what he can do with these nice open skies here. There'll be some juicy ults that he can grab. Sim ult, Ryan ult, Moira ult. Honestly, anything there sounds great. You know, I'd love to get bongos up for a Sigma and a man. Really excited here.
It's just like you said, Picasso. I mean, this Echo is an excellent pick, not just because of all of the ults it can make, but also it's the open skies and the fact that the comps that Troop have been running are not good against this. Oh, that's a big anti-nade. Foxicon does give up for life for it, but Gogain has fallen. Both teams have lost 2 at this point, but the supports for Betashocks being gone kind of hurts, but Demon just getting a lot of cleave in at the moment. Oh my lord, it looked really good for Troop for like half a second, but Foxicon just giving her life for the cause there.
Yeah, Flex was absolutely putting on a show. You know, no supports, no problems. You know, your team can't get taken down if you kill the other team first. It's like
that's big brain strat territory.
That is the 5-head analysis.
Truly,
that you all come to the Attack Tour Bleed for. And we do have more for you. It looks like Kellikill probably just going to teleport right onto the point. I'm not entirely sure. I imagine they're not going to try and take the high ground like this.
This is some split Overwatch right now.
This is split Overwatch. They're going to take the other. At the moment, they're just going to take the top of the altar. And yeah, Flexecution is going to get taken out by Edgelord. Edgelord on the McCree doing quite a bit of work, but Fletch is actually antied right now. We'll see if he's able to, if anyone's able to follow up on him. But, you know, 1 kill on the defense is like 2. And yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what to say here. That's an enormous flux. Gogain is going to be able to get himself out of that, but I think it might have been a little bit of a waste because it was just Chief, I believe. Chief was the only one here other than his Lucio and his, who's that character? Echo. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why he commit that there. I probably thought he could clutch it out, but, you know, like I was saying, on the defense, 1 kill for the defense is like 2 on 2 CP. That's just how it works. You have to win fights pretty much perfectly in order to even get ticks. So very
Picasso,
unfortunate.
real quick, can you unpack that like split attack they're doing again here?
So I think they're just, I mean, what Oof's comp does really well is it stays together really well, and it does like a hybrid of poking and brawling. So if you can get them to split their differences, the comp is not nearly as effective. Like right now, Don Cheadle is not, I mean, he committed his coalescence to a particularly interesting cause there because his split was completely focused from his team, but the rest of the team able to clean up pretty well. Chief is poking from the high ground, and Kelkill just getting massive damage done right now. The beam is going. Schmidt in a little bit of danger. They're going to commit the photon barrier anyway, see if they can get anything done. That is not who they wanted to nano, I believe, but King Thor is going to get into the back line anyway. Is going to take down Don Cheadle. I can't believe they're actually making this work. Chief is going to be able to take down Fletch, but both the supports, again, for Betashocks are down. Flexecution has copied to the Reinhardt. There's no one there for him to kill at the moment. Edgelord just absolutely decimated both a Rock and a Rhine swing. Let's see if Flexecution can get anything else done. I think the ult's going to run out quite quickly. Nice barrier from Chief. Flexecution is here, back, and that's just a nice shatter. It's going to take down Go again. Undoes a lot of the staying power for them, but King of Shatters makes his way back
There
into
he
the game.
is.
Going to take down both Demon and Flexecution with that shatter, and they're just going to be able to follow up our Oof Troop. It's a nice tick.
Get that man his crown back.
Chief was so invaluable to the Betashocks during that fight. You know, he was able to reposition Edgelord, get him off the high ground, stun him up with that accretion. He was able to block most of the damage from that Diva Bomb coming in from Schmidt. But yeah, you know, like you said, you really need to win fights perfectly to get any sort of ground or momentum on a point B here.
Oh, they grouped up.
Really interested to see how this Roadhog switch works out for Chief and Betashock, though.
Well, it worked out pretty well for them in the first place, but Go again just gets off the perfect blizzard. I mean, Chief is the first one to fall in that fight. Chief has not been dying first, I would say, at all in most of these fights, but the Roadhog not probably the best to run in this scenario, but they see some value in it, I reckon, and the value has not been seen by us yet, though. Foxconn just needs to jump off the map, does, and Oof Troop, their difference in time bank, it gets larger with every second. We're getting to a point where they're going to keep that entire 4 minutes and 5 seconds, because after it gets below 2 minutes for the Betashocks, they have no chance of a time bank reduction for Oof Troop, and that's kind of something that you need to happen when they roll through the map as quickly as they do.
And that's something that does start to wear on players and teams and your mentality when you realize that, like, you're competing against this clock and you're now 2 minutes below what your rivals are. You know, it starts to hurt your brain a little bit.
Same telly spot. Demon, let's see, just gonna get absolutely counterpinned, just laid out, bomb put onto his belly. And you're just uncomfortable with that. Flexecution is gonna get taken off of the high ground. Kelligill is gonna get the nano, see if he's able to make anything happen though. Chief go, I mean, we're just seeing so many late commitments from the Betashocks. I feel like they're so confident, but as I say that, Kelligill is gonna kill too. He's just gonna do his thing, but Edgelord coming up big is gonna take down both King Thor and Kelligill. Nice flash onto Kelligill, headshot. Foxconn just needs to die as quickly as possible. They could have staggered her out a little bit, I think. Late commitments kind of biting Betashocks in the ass right now, I feel like.
Yeah, and you know, they're only gonna have the Symmetra ult up before this next fight. You know, depending on what Flex is able to do, they might have dragons during this next push, but man, it's going to take some heroics to get many more ults out on the side of Betashocks. Meanwhile, Oof has 4 out of 6 ults.
Yep, and I mean, they're defending, they probably only need to use like 1 or 2. We'll see. Nice pin. Excellent. I mean, Demon's just dead. Immortality field, it was down, and the dragon, it was a good idea. It just did not pay dividends, and well, we said they had 4 ults. We said they probably only needed to use 1 or 2. They used 4. So this is the opening you need if you are the Betashocks. At this point, you cannot win this map. It is drawable. There's no way they can. There's mathematically, you do the calculus, do the trigonometry, you do whatever you got to do. They cannot finish time on the clock. But they do have an opening. There are basically no ult group other than Edgelord's High Noon. They're coming up on the bomb in a nano. They could probably build up to a Rhine Shatter if they decide to nano Demon, but that's something they have not been naturally predisposed towards doing. The bomb just buys them space. At the moment, Gogain does use his wall quite early. Does go down, but Flexecution gone. Heal Salute falls by the wayside. He will be back soon. But, I mean, Demon, that was an interesting idea. It's 2 CP. You can't really go for trades, my boy. But he did. Still here on the point, but the rest of Oof Troop reinforcements will be here. Chief is going to fall by the wayside, and that was a rough attack. Betashocks, they get nothing done.
Taco Blue is great
Series
at math.
Going to be tied 2-0. Good job, Oof. That's how you bounce back after losing 2 maps. You absolutely roll on a Hanamura defense.
Absolutely. You know, Chief tried so hard to take that for the Betashocks, but ultimately the defense there, you know, spearheaded by Edgelord and his McCree and Sim, there was just nothing that, you know, the tank line on Betashocks could really do about that. Edgelord absolutely standing out. Makes me kind of wonder where he went for the past 2 maps. You know, maybe if he was in on Havana or Kings Row, there might be a different scoreline here.
Very possible.
Really impressed by seeing him come back in and click some heads.
And guys, go ahead.
I was going to say, he does have the top 500 logo. I believe he got it in competitive deathmatch. So, obviously, really good player. I think it was like 3,200, 3,300 or something like that in that playlist where everyone's elo is entirely inflated, but that's fine. But, you know, top 500 player.
There you have it. And we're sitting at 2-2 right now, completely tied up. But we're 4 maps into it, gentlemen. Who do you think's vying for the Golden Brugga? Who wants that $10 Chipotle gift card? I mean, that's like a decent amount of queso.
Personally, my pick for Betashocks would probably be Foxicon. Foxicon support play has honestly stand out. I think Flexicon's been really good. I think Hell's been really good, but I think Foxy's even been a little more flashy than they have been these
big windows.
Playoffs. I think coming up huge. Big nades, incredible immortality fields actually are what are coming to mind for me. Really good window placements and just clean support play. Very clean, good support play. But if I'm a Oof Troop, I'm gonna say probably Edgelord. Like Picasso was just saying, Edgelord is just there's a little bit of X factor in there. Comes in and suddenly Oof look like a completely different team. Not that Ranger's a bad player at all. I've played against Ranger. Ranger's an incredible player. Sometimes players just have a different impact on you know, outside. There's the intangibles, right? And some people just bring that to some team. And
absolutely. Honestly, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I thought you were done.
Oh, I'm done. Oh,
yeah. Not like. By the same token, I think that Don on Oof Troop's side has been putting in so much work to keep his team topped off alive and, you know, assisting his team in getting kills anyway. Don's Moira has been honestly a real treat to spectate. The Betashocks, man, like everybody on the Betashocks seems to be putting in an incredible amount of work, but I keep coming back to their tank line, Chief, Demon. They're really keeping up a lot of aggression. And honestly, you know, I usually don't find myself captivated by tanks very often, but you know,
right.
duo here on Betashocks is really changing my mind about, you know, how great like a good coordinated tank line can be. So I don't really have a standout so far. A standout one person. I'll have to keep watching before I cast my vote for sure.
For sure, and we still have plenty of maps to go before the verdict is out on that.
And Blue, I feel like I have to point out that you're the only person on the desk in spectators right now not rocking a Philly player icon. What's up with that?
I'm in Paris. It's fine. I'm also wearing a Hangzhou Spark jersey, so nothing matches right now. It doesn't matter. There's absolutely no... I'm not matching.
I had my Philly one on earlier, the new one. That's a nice jersey. It's very clean.
The staple?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I have one coming in the mail.
Oh, you're going to like it.
Nice.
I gotta say, have a Philly staple one. I do.
I'm not totally in love with home jerseys being white with black, but...
Yeah. You had to get... The lettering's so much better on the home ones, though.
That's nice. You know, I'm hoping I'll be able to save up and get something else before the season ends. New York jerseys look nice. I was supposed to be going to New York, the second homestand, but
Oof.
you know, unfortunately with everything going on, it's not happening. But you know, when are we gonna get Jeff Staple to make some Attack Torb League jerseys?
When we can pay him millions of dollars to do it. Which,
yeah, right.
You know, we keep this league growing for about at the same pace for about 100 plus years. We might hit put our bodies into put our minds, our conscience to robots and just keep doing what we're doing, oh yeah, we'll be set.
Unless anyone in chat knows Staple and can give us the hookup, we can pay him in like a $10 Chipotle gift card.
To produce a $100+ jersey for us, yes, we can definitely do that.
Seems like a fair trade.
If
Did we
Staples
go to
able to do
control,
merch for us, he would definitely be the Golden Ruga.
We go to control, so I imagine we're going to be seeing Sim, at least from Move Troop, and we are. Killigill was on Sim for a little bit, has decided to go over to the Hanzo, and Oof Troop returning to their dominance when they are able to play Sim, and their team's looking very good right now. They're just going to easily take that team. Five Nice Maywall from Go again. Foxicon Demon, they want to walk away, but they cannot because they have a wall stopping them from hitting the exit. Oof Troop is going to be able to clean that up nice and start ticking up the percentage.
Yeah, Fletch and Co. were just walking all over them, stomping around. There wasn't really anything that Damon and Foxy were able to do in that. Really unfortunate, but it looks like Betashocks are going to come in through the back here.
And I don't really like the Hanzo pick here. You know, I don't normally criticize the DPS choices I don't think I ever have for Betashocks, but the Hanzo, they're going to go for an off angle here, which Kellikill is pretty good at doing, but I feel like other heroes can do that even better, in all honesty. The Hanzo is just a hero I've never really associated with Control Center on Lijiang. Fletch gonna go for the Shatter, not gonna hit anything. He's gonna be able to block demons. The Nano is out though, so both Fletch support ults are here. Fletch is antied, is gonna have to tone down the anti and everything.
You're cutting out on us a bit, Blue.
We're losing Blue, but it looks like Edgelord is taking over the game here. He's racking up kills. Fletch is doing what he's doing, taking out Foxy, taking out King Thor. You know, the support line, supports kind of melt under the force of a Rhine Hammer. And you know, yeah, I totally agree with what Blue was saying. You know, Kelligill, you know, being on the Hanzo here, you know, he has dragons. I'm wondering if you know, you shoot at the dragons and you see somebody that's more geared towards like a neutral objective point, like Soldier or something. But yeah, it looks like Betashocks are able to knock Fletch off the map, which will undoubtedly give them an edge in reclaiming this point here.
Absolutely. And my apologies, I shot up to 800 ping.
Woo!
For a second.
Oh, it looks like you're shooting up there again.
I need a blue ping
500.
indicator. 500? Nice. But, I mean, that's still not a new record. Oh, meanwhile, Fletch just shattering one person again.
Flex somehow not dead after getting focused by Rhine and almost all of Move Troop there.
Blue crashed.
Blue is going to be restarting, so he'll be with us soon. Demon getting some work in. You know, that's a 3K with Fire Strike. Absolutely beautiful.
Some poke shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that carried over to the stream, but somebody clipped that if it did. That's beautiful.
Oh, it certainly did.
Wonderful.
We're
you know,
seeing
Demon,
a big,
his ult right now, and yeah.
Demon does get 2 in the Shatter. They're going to trade tanks a little bit here. We're going to see Grav invested out on the side of the Betashocks. But the kills are coming in for Oof Troop. We're going to see Fletch die, but that doesn't really mean anything. That just means the rest of the teams can use their cooldown normally. We're going to see the Betashocks get pushed back onto point. As we have Oof Troop slowly moving forward, they're all going to walk into a dragon. It's going to get Don Cheadle, Schmidt, Heelsuit, and Go Again are going to fall as well. And we're going to see point percentage equalize.
You know, this is really interesting to see. Haven't really seen any switch on the side of Betashocks here, but Oof Troop have been kind of switching around. We just see Schmidt move over to the Orisa. You know, maybe using the pull to take Demon and Co. out of position here. Speaking of which, Demon falls. You know, we might be able to see a flip here, but it looks like Betashocks are going to get 99% before that flip would occur.
We do see Coalescence come out of Don Cheadle. That's they're going to lose the point, but that's pretty big for the Betashocks. I mean, Don will have that next fight with how Fletch plays, but it's still it's going to take him a little while to get there.
100%, and Edgelord and Fletch having their ults is going to be really big for Oof Troop. Likewise, we're going to see a May ultimate and a Shatter on the side of Betashocks soon, not to mention Coalescence from Foxy.
Oh no, the Maywall blocks from Fletch's shatter. But they can't get back to point! And Oof Troop is gonna get the first round.
Wow, that was... I expected somebody from Betashocks to be able to touch, but I guess they just weren't able to stick the landing.
It was a clutch Maywall. Even though Fletch's shatter was lost. Blue, are you alive?
I'm alive here. I shot up to
Welcome back.
1,397 ping.
Oh my
at one
god.
point. I've never seen it go that high. I was quite amazed.
That is certainly a new record. I didn't know it could go that high.
Roof Troop got it together, it looks like.
They did? Yeah.
Right.
Miraculously.
Like, actually miraculously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You missed a really good objective. But anyway, we're going to see Flex and Kelligil take it to the skies while King Thor supports both of them as a mercy.
The Farmeco C.
We're looking at the Air Force One comp.
The Air Force One comp, yes!
This is the wonderful Sky Thruple that we were promised. It's going to be really interesting to see how Don Cheadle and Edgelord are able to take out this sky-bearing composition, you know, with their relatively close-range weapons.
Goodbye, Chief, and welcome back, Chief. They are going to be able to go into this fight. Oh, heel sloosh. Hooked by Chief as he is brought back to life. Go again, completely split off from his team, is going to have to cryo. Don Cheadle just wants to help him so badly, but cannot. Has to look out for himself, and Go again will fall down, and Don Cheadle fallen into the drink. And that was a very nice, composed retake.
He's sleeping with
By
the
Betashocks.
literal fishes.
Literally sleeping with the fish. And Moira looks like the kind of woman who would do that too. Kind of gross. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of Moira as a hero, considering I'm basically stuck on her 24/7.
She's a villain.
Go Again is on the far now. They have decided to go for the farmer seat. Chief does go for the hook, getting a little spicy with it. Kelligo goes for the barrage and hits absolutely nothing with it. Don Cheadle's Coalescence coming up with 2 really big kills here. Foxicon is going to commit it late on in the fight. Demon's actually going to get the kill onto Don Cheadle with the Fire Strike. Demon getting 2 assassination kills with the Fire Strike, almost seemingly sniping with it. See if he can get anything with a charge. Most likely not. Going to get a rocket to the back instead. And Oof Troop, they quickly retake.
Yeah, that Coalescence was absolutely key, taking out King Thor and the other 2 flyers. It kind of set Betashocks back because...
Kill. Oh yeah! It's a big man taking out the farmer C. Subsequent headshots. Chief gonna get Schmidt. The hook not get anything done with that. And I mean, yeah, that's a 4v6 right now.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That's just,
And he's just racking up these headshots. Took Don Cheadle out. That's going to be a very important support on the side of Oof Troop missing for this.
oh,
Fletch, though,
man.
taking Demon for the ride before he dies.
Chief went for the hook after getting the kill. So I mean, they could have hooked Fletch, but they decided not to. He'll go into the drink again. But I mean, there's not a main tank here at the moment. He's almost back, is Demon, but not quite yet. I don't think it's going to matter, as Oof Troop are deciding to go through the white room, I think.
Hey, that's
Maybe.
some ult charge
I'm not
for
sure.
Fletch.
Looks like they don't know exactly what they want to do. They are going to. Kellicle did get a bit aggressive.
Oh no.
Fletch has just been. I hope he's not an environmental hazard or anything of the sort, because that is what he has been subjected to probably 6 times in this series. Very unfortunate. Just so much booping, bopping, hooking, silencing going on to Fletch. And yeah, they're going to go through the white room again. Or not again. They are going to be going through the white room. Kellicle taking an aggressive position, see if he can catch anyone in transition. There are no tanks with the Pharah and the Widow right now, so they're completely at the mercy of anyone who wants to catch them in transition. Fletch is going to go get a pretty nice shatter, though, onto Demon and Flexecution. Demon let that happen. Demon will fall by the wayside, but he'll taken down. We'll see if this bomb gets anything. It does. It gets kill. He's able to drop right into it, but Flexecution is on the Reinhardt. Has gotten a copy. Is going to get another shatter. A second shatter. Flexecution on the Echo. Go Again is here on the Tracer. Does not have a recall, though. Heel Sloop falls off. I don't know what happened there. Maybe a boop that we just didn't see show up in the kill feed, but tied up 1-1.
That's exactly what we like to see. You know, Flex being able to pick up that tank in the Rhine. That was something that we had talked about earlier. You know, with Echo, one of the most valuable heroes that you can copy is not another DPS, but a tank. You know, picking up somebody like Rhine and just being able to swing your hammer with no cares. You know, it doesn't matter if you get taken down because you aren't using your shield well enough or positioning right. You're there to do damage, because when that 500 health is gone, you're another DPS. You know, you don't go back to spawn. You're another DPS, and you can keep dishing out that damage. And you know, if you rack up enough percent as Rhine, you get a shatter. It's an amazing situation to put a talented player like Flexecution into.
In some cases, you get 2 shatters, just like we saw just now. And Echo even has the iframe when she gets taken down, so she's able to just fly out. The cooldown is still there for her. It resets. We'll see. There is a Symmetra coming out for both teams. It looks like UFTROOP have decided to take the more traditional teleporter, whereas Kelligil, Betashocks have not quite yet. They do have the point presence. I'm curious to see what they're going to do. That's a gargantuan big boy Anti coming out from Foxconn, but it looks like nothing's really going to come of it. They're not really able to aggress on the point, but Flexecution able to take down both supports, seemingly with one rocket. I'm not sure is going to deback the Diva as well. They have lost their tanks though, as well as Kellikill. Flexecution though with 4 kills, and this fight's just going to completely clean it up.
Let's get you back in the fight.
You know, and again, absolutely showing us why he's MVP DPS player. Just what a wonderful way to get your rockets into the point here. Taking out both supports with a single rocket, just that must feel great. He must be living on cloud 9 right now. He's in the skies, his head's up there, his ego's up there. You know, after all these kills and stuff. You know, but man, this is a wonderful clinic on how to dominate a game of Overwatch from the skies by Flexecution. What a player.
It's just, I don't know how Gogain dies to the Symmetra there. It must have been a nice right click from Kellikill. It's just such a smart pick, right? Because you know that UFTROOP have been running these sim comps. You know that they've been running these sim Mei. And on this point especially, Pharah is just so strong. If you play her against a comp that doesn't really counter her, she's just going to get double the value. And we saw that. Flexi came up with 4 kills in that fight. Gogain loses pocket for a second. They're just having a nice little 2v2, the Far Mercies are. And Flexecution, you know, sometimes the regular rockets treat him a little better. Heal Salute will take down King Thor, but the resurrection onto Flexecution is there. And he's actually going to be able to take down the Mercy. He's going to be able to take down the Mercy while Kellikill's just getting all the damage done on the point. Troop, they're looking a little lost right now.
Yeah, it looks like Schmidt's going to get picked off here and kind of staggered from his team quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure about GoAgain trying to match Flex in the skies. You know, GoAgain was able to you know, stop Flex's ultimate, but I think they really got to focus Flex for this next fight here and take him out of the fight early before he can do any sort of damage.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like you don't put GoAgain on Flex duty. I think you put Edgelord the McCree on Flex duty. That way GoAgain can do similar thing to the Betashocks that Flex has been doing. But, oh my lord, Demon coming in with a nice shatter, a nice sleep shatter as well, nice combo. Fletch did get slept right before that went off. Heal Salute is going to go for the res. He's going to be able to bring Fletch back into the fight. He has his own shatter. Comes
Oh,
up
don't Fletch. He does.
He has to, but nothing comes of it. Betashocks is going to go up 3-2 in the series.
You know, honestly, this is a lot of momentum going towards the wayside of Betashocks here. You know, Kelligil being able to kind of take momentum away from UFTROOP during that those 2 headshots right after he switched to Widowmaker. Honestly, this is a really high stress match. I'm eager to see if UFTROOP can turn it around in the next map. You know, they're gonna have to keep pressing on without losing another map. You know, this is match point here. This is finals. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. This is first to 4. Yeah.
First to 4. This will be match
indeed.
point for
Yeah.
Betashocks.
So if Betashocks win this next map, the championship is theirs. Man, this is quite the series.
Something else I'd really like to note, though, is we've highlighted how good UFTROOP are on those maps that cater to Sim. I would say Li Zhang almost caters to Sim just as much as the Nepal maps. And whereas they were unable to really deal with the Sim on both Hanamura and Nepal, Betashocks have come back and they're actually able to deal with it on Li Zhang. They were able to overcome that hump. So that's just another thing that kind of goes against the Betashocks. That goes against UFTROOP is that Betashocks, as clean as they are only getting better. They're only adapting better as this series goes on. And UFTROOP, they do have to win the next 2, whereas Betashocks only have to win 1 in order to come home with that championship. So Sim, not as particularly effective anymore. They're not going to be able to just dish it out whenever they want because Betashocks seem to have figured it out a bit.
Yeah, and Betashocks, last week I was able to cast Betashocks playing on Hollywood, and they were, yeah, pretty convincing on Hollywood against.
Disgustingly clean on Hollywood, especially if Flexecution comes out on this Ashe. It's horrible. It's so hard to play against. It's their Ashe comps, their poke comp is. This is without a doubt the best map to make it happen. Point A, defense, is just so disgustingly hard to break, and we'll see if they're gonna do it. Not quite sure. We do have about 3 seconds before we can see what they're about to do.
And just as a reminder, this is first to 4. We are match point for the Betashocks right now. Oof's gonna have to pull something out here to stay in the game.
And yeah, Oof, I mean, they had an undefeated season. They've completely rolled through the playoffs. This will be the first match they lose, and it would be so sad. We're talking, well, for me it wasn't sad, but this was what, like 2012 Patriots against the Giants or something like that.
I
Deny
mean,
the
like,
Patriots
fuck
that
both
undefeated
teams,
season.
but...
Yes, fuck both teams in particular, but, you know, we like these teams, and it would be awful for Oof to make it so far without losing a match, only to give it up here. We'll see.
Absolutely. I do got to say, I think that Betashocks comp here is a little superior with the BAP being able to support the Symmetra and the Torbjorn from a distance.
Absolutely. We'll see, though. It's going to be very hard for the Tracer and the Widow to break through these shields, I think. I think Edgelord and Gogain are going to be shooting a whole lot of nothing. You have to be banking on Gogain to build up his pulse bomb quite quickly, see if he can break into the bunker. Maybe get out a couple of, maybe force out Immortality Field. They really have to force out the Immortality Field to get value out of that. But yeah, like we see, Gogain is trying to sneak up on the bunker, see if he can get any quick damage, maybe get an assassination kill. But right now, Oof Troop, they're just moving to the point. They have their own double shield comp. They are just doing whatever they can. Don Cheadle does have to use his fade quite early. But that's actually a very nice TP. Kellikill is on the high ground behind them right now. He's just able to pepper in as much damage as he wants. TP allows. This is a mobile bunker. This is a mobile bunker. King Thor, he's going to kill Edgelord.
I don't know what exactly took the Betashocks so long to get back on the point. They let Oof Troop take 2 ticks before anybody stepped on the contest. I'm not quite sure what happened. You step off the point and you wiped them out instantly.
I think the whole point was to just make it so no one from Oof Troop could really kill that teleporter, right? Like, and it took a little bit longer to happen. I don't think they're going to be using the exact same strat again. It's a little predictable once you've seen it the first time. It's probably a lot easier to counter than they're thinking. I mean, Oof Troop just kind of has to keep someone on the high ground to contest it if they really want to. They're on the Echo now. We do see Edgelord swapping off of the Widowmaker. He wasn't really getting that much done in the first place, but let's see. The halt window doesn't get as much value as it has done the past few maps, but the turret, oh lordy Lou, taking out Don Cheadle and Betashocks. I mean, you said it, they're so clean. I said it too, so clean on this point. They're quite disgusting. Irrevocably immovable, entirely immaculate, and they're looking insane right now.
Now, I'm not too sure about this Ana pick on Heal Salute. The Ana hasn't really been able to do too much. I mean, sure, you're able to get some interesting line of sights to keep your team healed up, take some damage over time off the enemies here, but ultimately, when you have a really mobile lineup like the Tracer and the Echo, I'm not sure if that's the best pick for main support.
Here comes
Also,
the
that's
old
a good point
carnival.
for the Demon. We will see. Oh no, they're doing the Molten Core into the Flux. And Flux is going to take down 2. They're going to have to commit the beat as well from King Thor just to make sure that they can win this fight. But you don't feel bad about that. Oof Troop used every single ult that they had to make this happen, and they got quite literally nothing. They didn't even get extra progress. I don't think. They just fell over.
Nope, they're still sitting at the same tick. Don ended up burning his coalescence and had it up for maybe 2 seconds before falling to the Molten Core. Really unfortunate there for Oof Troop.
So Edgelord, he is going to have his copy. See if he's going to copy. We'll see if he's even able to get the chance to copy. Demon is going to throw out the Supercharger, and the rest of Oof Troop, they are just going to move around the point right now, but it doesn't matter. Captain Fletch, he was caught out, left out to dry, unable to get anything done. His shield crumbles under the poke, and there's only 30 seconds left. Edgelord didn't even get up to the copy. I don't think he got a single ult percentage in that fight. Did no damage whatsoever. And I mean, this is danger. territory. It's been dangerous for a little bit, but at this point, your series is on the line. Chief almost has a flux. Foxicon is going to have the window for that turret and whatever extra damage they want to do. And the only thing you have is Edgelord's copy and maybe a Coalescence if you can live long enough into the fight.
Now we're going to see Chief just about ready to get a flux out. Foxy has Herald out. You know, it's...
Oh my god, that flux is gargantuan.
That
It
flux
gets
is
four.
huge.
And they've done it. They have held point A without a doubt, unless Don Cheadle can come up with some heroics. Edgelord does get the bongo off just in time for his supercharger, but Don Cheadle has fallen. The Coalescence goes by the wayside. Kellikill picked, but Edgelord killed by his own sticky bombs, and there's no one on Oof Troop who can even touch.
Now this is a very clear win condition for Betashocks. You know, take point A, and you win. You know, the whole series. That's not an impossible task. You know, it's very doable. It's, you know, the first part of any hybrid map. I mean, especially Hollywood's point A, with a map that's so open in the air. I'm really interested to see if Flex and Kelligill do the dual air strategy, where, you know, you have the Mercy, the Farah, the Echo. You know, I think that it would be worth trying out. They saw a good amount of success with that on Lijiang, but it looks like we're getting none of that, even. It looks like we're going to be seeing some Ashe and some Hanzo, which, you know, one of the things that Ashe doesn't really have going for her is superior movement abilities, which, you know, if King Thor kind of helps Flex out, can really keep Flex mobile until he picks up a Bob, in which case, you know, Oof's going to be in some serious trouble here.
I mean, we're seeing Fletch on Sigma, so Oof clearly knows they need to pull out some heroics.
Have swapped Fletch off of the Reinhardt for the second time in this series. The first was the Monkey, and we saw that was not the best for them. It was on Havana. They did lose that map, I believe. But, you know, if you're going to keep yourself in this series, Oof Troop, this is where the heroics have to start. We saw them hold Hanamura point B pretty darn convincingly. We'll see if they can make it happen here. This is essentially a control point. This is essentially a control point. And they've shown us they can full hold pretty darn well. This is a fuller hold, considering they got percentage in the first place. We will see if they are able to make it happen.
They're kiting very well right now.
Demon is taking not really any damage at all. I thought he was going to be taking a lot. Edgelord almost gets pulled off the map. They do have to contest on the point. You really can't give up a single tick here if you're Oof Troop, because it's so valuable. One tick is so valuable with how little progress you did make on the point. That's a gargantuan halt, though. There's no Edgelord's down. That halt, it was perfect. Took them right off the point. The dynamite execution getting so much damage in right now.
The dragon.
Built his dragon so quickly. The halt almost pulls them into it. They're unable to make anything happen, though. They are going to be able to pop out the amplification matrix. Don Cheadle has fallen, though. Just a quick, small retreat for Betashocks before they put everything in there. I mean, Captain Fletch, he can't. There's not a single person here except for Go Again. Go Again, he's using his overload, unable to make anything happen. Edgelord does TP onto the point, but he has to get a kill, hopefully under one of the supports. Unable to. Don Cheadle rocked, just killed. Had to fight in an immortality field, and there was just absolutely no chance. Oof Troop, they have fallen. Their undefeated season comes to an end. And the Betashocks, they're our winners. They win the ATL.
Your ATL grand champions, the Betashocks. And gentlemen, what a hell of a series to get to this point. I mean, 4-2 as the map score doesn't accurately describe how just on the edge of your seat you are for every single one of these maps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Betashocks came in, they look so clean. They look so clean. It started off a little rough beginning, but they're so good. So good.
Yeah, I do have to say, and you know, Betashocks are our team who have worked together for a very long time, but they did overcome a bunch of hiccups throughout the season. You know, going into playoffs, you know, they added Demon and Foxicon to their roster here, and they were able to make it work. Ultimately, throughout the series, it felt like Oof Troop was just coming apart at the seams more and more as time went on. I'm not sure exactly what it was, if it was stress or what, but Betashocks kind of just held consistent, and ultimately in a first to four or anything, that's what you really need. You need to stay consistent. You need to keep that cool level head, and keep up the pressure, because ultimately that's one of the biggest things. It doesn't matter if you can aim, if you can position, if you crack under stress, if you're not able to make those hard calls. That's what separates the champions from everybody else.
Yep, we could go on about some things that we did wrong in that point, but we should be celebrating our champions, the Betashocks, and how clean that series was from them. No cracking whatsoever. They took their losses in stride, and they such a hard team to fight against, and you got to feel for Oof Troop a little bit. Hollywood seems to be the map that Betashocks have down, better than any of them. It's like the antithesis to Doo Blast and Dorado. It's just they look so good, and congrats to them.
Congrats indeed. And gentlemen, why don't you follow me over to the Betashocks Discord channel?
Oh yes, absolutely.
We go.
Hey,
congratulations!
Let's go.
See, Blue, we told you that we were gonna do it for you.
Blue, it's all for you. It's all for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you.
It's all for Blue.
How's it feel, folks?
It's fantastic. Feels good to come. We lost on purpose to add to the drama. The first time.
Yeah. For the full anime
gotta add to the
arc,
narrative,
we appreciate, yeah.
Alright, let's be honest. When was the last time we won Hanamura? Like, even scrim.
Dude, we literally get rolled like that on Hanamura every single scrim.
Or
Can't figure out why.
It was sad.
I mean, so what'd y'all change? What changed between the last match you had against Oof Troop to kind of counter their meminess?
Demon.
We got Sky characters, Farah and Echo.
Yeah, there. Good point.
Yeah.
Don't have to deal with the memes if you're above them.
We really grinded out learning double shield too, and being able to run that
I
effectively was
really
really
think it was
easy.
rotations. Like on King
Yeah,
Zero,
yeah.
we ran the rotations really well, and then again on like Hollywood, our rotations.
Yeah, we grinded our rotations really hard after our loss. So
Alright.
We grind a lot of stuff really hard.
Yeah, that's very apparent.
I mostly grind.
You guys got the hand sanitizer of the. I feel like just you kill all the germs.
Yeah.
Looking good. Alright.
Oh yeah, also we won for Sugarin and Flip, our rest in peace
Sugar!
teammates, whose
F-Lip.
computers exploded and so they couldn't play with us for the playoffs.
That's so
no.
That's so unlucky.
Yeah.
It is unlucky. It's the funniest thing.
Oh,
Hate to see that. Well,
Shout out to the subs.
here's why we're in here. We are here to award the final Golden Brugga for the season and our very high-class $10 Chipotle gift card. Blue, I'll let you take it away.
One message is I don't have the answer.
Okay.
Oh, I get to pick. Oh, okay, yeah.
Wait, why doesn't Brugga get to pick? That's kind of weird.
Wait.
Brugga didn't
We're
follow
gonna
us
get it.
over here. That's his own fault.
Hey, we could share it.
Okay. Personally, I have the. I'm gonna keep you all in suspense for 2
Whoa.
more seconds. I want to give it to Chief. Chief.
Okay.
Well deserved.
Chief was literally clearing the high ground, and then it was on Hanamura. He cleared high ground, then he drops down, blocks the bomb for literally everyone. Dude was just like the only thing Chief probably could have done more of was like eat an ult or something. And that's
I don't ever do that though.
There you go then. It doesn't matter. You did everything that you needed to do to, I think, 100% of your capabilities. You looked extravagant on a team that already looked incredible. So I want to give that to you. I hope you like Chipotle.
Well deserved.
Well, then we got the right
Chipotle,
person.
Chief is the silent hero of this team.
Chief is a silent hero. Shout out to my boy, my dead dog. I love you, buddy.
But deadly.
Well,
Rest in
GG's,
peace, Fire.
folks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll let you guys go. I know you're probably all ready to take a deep breath after that. Some great
We're gonna go
matches.
do a watch party of the stream.
We're supposed to breathe while playing.
Oh, hell yeah. Breathing?
Congratulations, you don't have to play Overwatch anymore.
You were supposed to forget everything
Till
but winning
tomorrow.
Overwatch
Till
and
next
breathing.
season.
Hold up, in
Hey.
general, has Panini been sitting on those the entire season? Like,
What?
he just posted Carpe and I's power rankings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, someone did. Yeah, I think it was Carpe. Yeah, had us almost at the bottom.
Oof.
We're in
We're
the
in
middle.
mid-tier.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
To be fair, we just scrimmed you guys and played to like a draw, and we're not good. So
wait, played to a draw. You know that our first scrim was 5-0, right?
we definitely,
Ooh,
like,
get him,
drawed you
get him,
guys.
get him.
Pull out the VODs.
Because then our coach got tilted because you joined and you used to be masters. Someone, I don't remember who.
It was
was me.
L.
Hello.
Yeah, that was on PTR. I remember. Except
Yeah.
we have a clip of that because he was playing in the first map, and you guys were like, they just subbed him in, but
Wait.
he had been playing the whole time.
Our coach is a very angry boy. So
Hey, angry little lad.
It's okay. Kel's actually like Plat, so it's fine.
Excuse you.
Listen. I think we all can agree that Kel's low diamond. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
We accept you for who you are, Kel.
On the heart.
Taco, I see you in chat.
Ooh.
Also, Sugar says that Squiggle has not eaten one ult in his whole off-tank life, and we respect it.
That's not true. I've eaten like 1 or 2.
Well, let's see if we can get one last second bit of coordination here. We'll remind everybody at home to wash your fucking hands. And on 3, can I get a stay torb from everybody?
I'm raiding someone, so don't end the stream.
Oh, yeah, I won't end it. Yeah, raid, whatever the fuck. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Stay torb. Wow, that was so